Before we get into my thoughts on the Tier 1 relics, we have to mention the Crystal of Memories. Yes, the last recall is returning, but it appears it might be a little different this time. Some people claim that it said on a page that it would improve with your skill levels. I never saw that. People said it got changed after or removed, but they do say on Twitter, keep an eye out for a video that might explain exactly how everyone can come into possession of this powerful artifact. I do think it would make sense to give this to everyone after you hit maybe a certain total level, and then the cooldown goes down over time based on how much your total level is, but I guess we'll see how they actually handle that. Now, as for these Tier 1 reveals, oh boy, we have this one here. So this is Endless Harvest. You're going to get double fishing, woodcutting, and mining. All of these resources are sent directly to your bank, and items which normally cannot be banked will be placed in your inventory instead, even if you have bank space, and it says you can use fillers to not have it go to your bank. This is the AFK fishing, the AFK woodcutting, the AFK mining. So if you're definitely wanting to go AFK with those skills, this is for you. But we also have this one here. This is Production Prodigy. Now, this one is one that a lot of people are excited for. It lets you smith ores and bars instantly. Full inventories of fletching. Basically, all the things listed here, you get a full inventory done at once, and full experience, and 25% chance to make an extra product, and that extra product will grant experience. So it's basically 25% bonus experience plus final resources, and you get 12 additional crafting, smithing, herbal ore, fletching, and cooking. That's the boost you get. So you get a boost of 12 levels. That is pretty awesome if you're planning to like do a bunch of bosses, bank up a bunch of ores, a bunch of wood, and you're wanting to just slam out those production skills. You get all those boosts. You can do things early. But as a lot of people have said, they think this one gets weaker as we go on, because obviously once you hit 99, that plus 12 boost isn't great. A lot of people also don't like this one. I was someone who liked the infinite banking in previous leagues, but for me, I'm not a big fan, because for me personally, I'm planning to get my fishing at least out of the way by going to Temperos. So for me, And then we have Trickster. Now, Trickster is an interesting one. Trickster, your loot from pickpocketing is doubled, and noted you automatically re-pickpocket. Coin pouch limit is multiplied by 3. I wish they got rid of coin pouches, to be honest. You will be given the Sage's Greaves. You'll get experience for agility that scales with your agility level while running, so it is scaling. Box traps lure creatures faster. Loot from box traps is doubled. Impling jars cannot break. You can burn up to 9 logs simultaneously. You cannot fail actions for thieving, agility, hunter, and firemaking. I think I'm taking Trickster. And a big reason, I'm going to be honest, is it's completely new. And that does a lot for me. It sounds like a lot of fun. Going down through this, what do I think is going to be really useful for me? Because a lot of people have said only take Trickster if you're going to be going to Mortania, or you're going to be getting crystal shards, you know, like things like that. Well, for me, I'm not a big fan of thieving. Sorry. So for me, automatically pickpocketing sounds great. Doubling that loot sounds great. It's noted. Great. Coin pouch limit multiplied by 3. It's more AFK. I get the Sage's Greaves. Now, those Greaves we do not know much about. And a lot of people laugh at it because look at that low amount of experience. How useful could it be? My question is it based on how many tiles you walk? Which, of course, you'd say yes. But imagine if there's like a square somewhere and you have 4, 3, whatever amount of players, and they are all following each other and they're constantly moving and they're basically playing Ring Around the Rosie around like a fountain or something like that. Are they going to constantly get AFK agility experience? Could this become an AFK agility experience method? I think that's interesting. It could be you have to click every so often or whatever to get the actual experience from it. If not, and you can just do Ring Around the Rosie for AFK experience, that just sounds hilarious to me, and I hope people do it if it's possible. Kind of like squirking. Box traps lure creatures faster. That's amazing. I'm going mage, but I'm taking wilderness. Personally, I'm taking wilderness. That means black chins. That means faster black chins. Loot from box traps is doubled. That means doubled black chins. Impling jars cannot break. that sounds amazing. I can go in with a certain amount of impling jars and puro if I want, grind out some dragon implings and things like that. Sounds awesome. Sounds great for other people who are needing those arrows or those darts. You can burn up to 9 logs simultaneously. I'm not going Zaya. So for me, I'm not doing Wintertod. So while you could say, yes, fire making is fast anyway, this sounds great. 9 logs at once, sounds amazing. You cannot fail actions for thieving, agility, hunter, and fire making. Now, this is one that I think I'm going to abuse. And it's less useful for me, theoretically, I think. Others will find this really, really useful. But I'm going to try to abuse this one. Let me explain. So this, let me make sure it's up here, right? Yes, so this is the chest. This is the Isle of Soul Wars dungeon chest. And as you can see here, you get 150 experience and it requires level 28 thieving. Jagex, if this is broken, please do not fix before launch. I want to play with it. So as you can see here, each chest yields 150 experience. So the interesting thing is if you go to the thieving page and you look up how long does it take for this chest to reset so you can thieve it again, it is 0 seconds. There's another chest on Zaya that does the same thing. So the only thing stopping you is the animation. Now, what's the downside to balance this in the main game? It's possible to trigger a trap and get teleported out of the dungeon. Will never fail. So what does this give me? What does it give me? Well, as you can see here, the chances are pretty low, so maybe it's going to give something good. Coins, feathers, and mind you, the coins will stack, the feathers will stack, nature deaths will stack, and we go down through. And I think the medium clues will stack in there, but then we have at the bottom, nothing is obtained when the player only has 1 free inventory slot when 2 unstackable items will be awarded. It says it's confirmation needed, but as long as that works, you can spam click it. And the main thing you're going to be looking for are these stackable dark keys. Well, what do dark keys do? You might have never used a dark key. Also on the Isle of Souls is a dark chest. Now, it gives you some thieving experience. That's not the big thing we want. It's the rewards. And if you look here, Rune Axe, Rune Pickaxe, Rune Kite Shield, Rune Chain Body, Rune Longsword, Dragon. And we have all these runes. Huge stacks of runes. Huge stacks of arrows. Stacks of herbs. This is a cool one. Stacks of noted dragon leather, possibly of all 4 colors. So if you're not taking a region that can tan, or you haven't taken a region that can tan yet, and you get lucky, you might be able to get some tasks done quick. That's pretty cool. Everyone gets access to this chest. That's kind of cool. We have bones that are noted. That's whatever. And we have coins. The chance for Dragonstone. Yes, there is also a chance to get 2 more dark keys and you get to do it all over again. Now, with that being said, you might be looking at this and going, well, how often do you get a dark key? It says 1 in 200. Isn't that really low? And the answer is yes. But I counter with, how many times are you going to be able to click this chest when the only thing stopping you is the animation? And that's something I don't know. There's no cooldown. Theoretically, you should be able to sit here, put on Netflix, and spam click this chest and just keep getting it. Now, you would, of course, not be able to infinitely get, like, the box traps and stuff like that, but you would be able to stack these runes, these feathers, these coins. Big thing would be the dark key, but also, I think the experience wouldn't be too bad. Especially if we're at, like, say, for example, 8 times experience. Yes, you can get decent experience thieving and infinite pickpocketing. But if you're going to be a little more active, I don't know. To me, I think it's kind of cool. I find it interesting. And it's new. And that's what's doing it for me. I've never used this chest before. I've never used this relic. I think this is a cool thing where I might go. And if I have a couple hours where I'm just going to be watching TV or something like that, I might sit there tapping away, take my dark keys, and play a little roulette and see what I get. Going magic, if I were able to get 350 natures early, it'd be pretty good. If I was to get laws, sure. And of course, you could say at the same time, I could be going and being more AFK. For for example, pickpocketing infinitely some random NPC. But again, you have to think, what if that agility thing works? What if I can just ring around the rosy agility? Am I going to want to be doing AFK pickpocketing when my current planned regions so far are Wilderness, Desert, and Kandarin? Would I really get that much benefit with my pure AFK time doing that, or would I rather be doing ring around the rosy? Just some thoughts. If you're taking Trickster, maybe pop into this location, give it a look. I thought about, like, not telling people about this one, just so if it's too broken, Jagex doesn't, you know, change anything, but I don't think they will. Then, of course, it does say you can take 10 damage while opening the chest. I don't know if that's considered a fail condition, so I don't know if that affects us at all. If you've used this chest, let me know.